What would you say your anime taste are? What kind of
Hunter x Hunter's Chimera Ant arc had a huge problem.
like
Oh
anime do you actually like? Like, what kind of anime do you gravitate towards?
I feel like the only complaint for Hunter x Hunter Chimera Ant arc is that maybe the pacing was a little too slow in certain parts. But I feel like if you really love Hunter x Hunter, you could appreciate some of those slower episodes, how brilliant they were.
I think like I watch a lot of shonen, obviously, like which is part of the reason why I think the characters are supposed to be teenage, because like
they're appealing
for teenagers.
Yeah,
mainly.
Yeah.
Everyone could appeal. You know what it is? I feel like if you're a teenager, it appeals to you because you're a teenager. If you're an adult, it appeals to you because you used to be a teenager.
But I mean that, and I guess like I know what I don't like, and it's just like romance stuff or like cute shit. Like I'm not into any of that at all.
That's fair.
Are you?
And I feel like, I don't know if this is like a stereotype, but no, just in general, I think all around the world, when you become an adult and you have all these responsibilities, you kind of reminisce about, like we were just reminiscing about the time that like all summer, all I did was watch all of One Piece, you know? I didn't touch grass, I watched One Piece. I can't do that anymore. So there's something refreshing about reminiscing, and I think anime that like have younger people in it will make adults reminisce about the times when they were younger.
You into like heavily political stuff? Not as in like exploring like different political...
Is Hasan political? Oh my god, what a question. He finds a way to make everything political. Even if everything can be political, you don't need to always bring up the politics side of it, you know? And you know what, Hasan actually had some good takes in this podcast from the clips I saw. But it still kind of bothers me how somehow it's always like, we find a way, let's make it political.
Ideas.
No, not even. Like I get excited when I see something that I recognize as like political within the anime.
Yeah.
But it's not something I like seek out at all.
Right.
Like I've never watched what's it called, Code Geass?
Oh,
you never seen Code Geass?
No, I've never
Great
watched
anime.
it, and everyone says like
mecha?
that's. Well,
Please watch it, please.
it's mecha, right?
Yeah,
I don't like
in the
mecha
traditional
anime.
sense.
Yeah. And I don't like mecha anime, but
It's mecha, just like Attack on Titan.
like from what I understand, all the mecha animes are like literally the most political. Like
Yeah, they are.
It's all politics.
I think the original, I think it's maybe Gundam. That's like straight up written by communists.
I wanna I wanna watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. I've said I was gonna do it a million times, and I just never do.
Like no, like an actual like I think Communist Party communist, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Maybe let's fact check this
let's
before
fact
we
check
say
that.
this.
No. It's like, what is it called? Like
Legend of the Galactic Heroes, maybe? Is it that one?
No. It's not that one.
Yeah,
That's
It's
super.
like Snake something, maybe.
I kind of like reacting to the podcast. It feels like I'm like doing a podcast with the boys, even though I'm not. It's actually kind of sad. Boys, if you're watching this right now, I am live on Kick, reacting and watching every anime of spring 2023. Come hang and drop a follow. I'd really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Oh, Gundam?
the original Gundam.
Seed?
Maybe. I don't
The original
know.
Gundam.
The original
called
Gundam is just Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was-
maybe.
that
I
was
don't
the
know.
one made in, like,
I'll look it up.
1979.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
one of the first ever like Gundams ever created was like straight up, I think, made by like a communist card carrying, Japanese Communist Party member.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like Gundam,
fucking cares?
Gundams do have a history of like being very political, from
They've
what I
always been
understand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
most mechas are, except for like the super robot kind of like genre, most mechas are heavily steeped in, different political ideas. and-
Most likely inspired from shows like Gundam, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Gundam started the real mecha kind of genre, and a lot of them kind of like similar to Attack on Titan, where there's a lot of politics in Attack on
You
Titan,
should watch
right?
Code Geass. You'd love Code Geass.
Yeah, I mean,
If Kim Jong-un made an anime, I would fucking watch it. How about that?
we'll see.
We'll see. You're never gonna
Well,
see.
the art style is like really important to me too, and when I see like the old school like
Did I
very
watch Hell of a Boss? I did, Bruder.
big face art style, like it just I can't get like really into it.
When did it come out?
Please
That
don't
hurt
call
when
it
you said
all.
it.
No, it's
It
not.
came out in 2007, I believe. So I guess it's been over 2 decades, right? No, that's bad math. It's been over a decade. Close to 15 years? Is that 15? 16 years.
I said so many things except for old school, and I would have accepted it.
It's not that it's old school, but like it does kind of have that like
unique look, right?
yeah.
I would say they will because.
Wait, but hold on, you sat through Baki.
Yeah.
Can't get more unique than that.
Baki's like the ugliest anime.
Yeah, but it's still
beautiful.
sick.
It's beautifully ugly. What are you? Okay. Okay. He redeemed himself.
I love like it's but same like JoJo. It's like just muscular behemoths.
Yeah.
You know, it's so sick.
Because we need more of that in anime. I love it. I think it's
me
great.
too.
If you love that, then you should watch Fist of the North Star.
I've heard about that
super
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is definitely
That's
old school.
very old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
That is.
Is that late 80s or early 90s?
It's kind of like I think what Did Fist of North Star come before JoJo? I think it did. Didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
inspired
I think it inspired JoJo.
What's
Part
where
one.
the Omawa mo Shinderu meme
Yeah.
comes from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's that.
It's
where the
sick.
guy, like fucking,
It's fucking sick.
explodes.
So
Fist of North Star. No, that's a really classic anime. Do you watch old anime at all? Because I feel like a lot of people now, if it gets past a certain point where it becomes like hand-drawn anime, a lot of people aren't interested.
No, I love hand drawn though.
I do like hand drawn anime too, but yeah, it's it depends. It totally depends. Like sometimes it's harder to get into. I mean, I
feel like it could be harder to get into, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna not watch an anime because of the art style or animation. That's always secondary for me. It's like if it has good art and animation, that's like a cherry on top. It's like you could take a mid story and add good art animation, and maybe I'll finish it. But if you take an amazing story with shitty art and animation, I will fucking put that in my top 20. You know, I will love that shit, rewatch that shit. I don't care.
I watched all of the old One Piece.
I think animation and music just enhances a potential good to amazing story, but it doesn't make it.
Episodes, you know what I mean?
That's hard to
which
do.
hasn't aged very well.
I can't.
Yeah, like and it was definitely like significantly slower in the beginning
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
So we're going for more like Saturday morning cartoon as opposed
Yeah.
to like telling a serious story.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
a lot of filler as well. A lot of filler.
Dude. Yeah, the website's dedicated to letting you skip.
Oh, I use that.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
use the
One Pace.
I have the.
Yeah.
I don't use One Pace because like I don't want to download it because like it's too much work. But I use like the filler anime websites.
There's animes that tell you which
Yeah.
episodes to skip.
Yeah.
It's
But you can't really do that with One Piece. One Piece barely has filler. It just really slow. The canon episodes have filler in it. It's like Luffy punches 3 times in the manga. Let's make him punch 24 times and say some things he didn't actually say that are irrelevant,
so clutch.
or repeat things he said earlier.
Like I mean, I can even tell sometimes when it's like very clearly filler.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like especially when they don't feature like any of the main characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're just like, why did you make this episode, man?
No, the best is when you're mid-fight or someone's like, it's like serious moments. And the next episode's a hot spring episode. I'm like, fucking, did they? It's instant transmission somewhere?
To Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
It's great.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
another.
good.
Okay, I have another spicy Hunter
Okay,
Hunter take.
all right,
Are you ready?
All right, let's
There
go.
we go.
Let's go.
I think the Chimera Ant arc is too long.
That's a common take.
Okay. good.
I disagree.
like a-
It's not long enough. How about that? Animac has the wrong opinion on this.
So mad at me when I say this.
Well, I
a
mean,
lot of people like the Chimera Ant.
I
It is amazing.
like
It's
it. I love
great,
it.
yeah.
But like if you literally just look at the episodes or chapters comparatively, it is
Yeah.
like more than everything else combined before it.
Yeah.
Because it's like what 80 episodes in the anime
Yeah.
or something.
Jesus.
It's like
It's like half the anime, I feel.
Yeah, and the anime is 144 or something, and it's most of it.
Yeah.
And it's long.
It is long, and I think the first part of the Chimera Ant arc was a little bit slow. Just
Oh,
a
yeah, for
little
sure.
bit slow.
Yeah.
And then
Hunter
they-
Hunter, greatest pedophile villain of all time.
I mean,
Another common take.
True. You can't help but like him. You can't help but like him. Like, I love Hisoka. I think he's a great character. But it's weird. He's fucking weird, man.
It's just like it's just so crazy.
is
He's like
wild,
licking
yes.
his lips, thinking
It is.
about going.
it is wild to see the extent that people will go online to defend a pedophile if he's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they shouldn't have made him so cool.
He's
Yeah,
like,
that's the
That's
he's
what's
no
fucked
right.
up.
Yeah.
Because he's like the strongest guy.
Yeah, they
Like,
should have been like, that's a bad guy and he's weak.
No, he's like literally the most
No, that would,
like the
that would
strongest,
suck.
most
He's a villain. Villains have flaws and are sometimes bad people, you know?
mysterious character in the show.
I feel like they would they really limit tested that because they're Hisoka's always been like a creepy character, right? And then there's the scene where he literally says, "I'm getting an erection." Right? Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with making a bad person or a villain have bad qualities, and you could like a villain because they have the bad qualities, as long as you admit, he's a fucking pedophile and he's not a good person. Like. I feel like it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but a villain has bad qualities and is weird, and you could like him because he's a good character and he adds value to the story, and you could even like him because he's fucking cool at times, right? There's nothing wrong with liking Hisoka, and just admit he's a pedophile, and that's it.
It's just like okay.
I don't know if that's limited.
He's a villain.
Testing at that point, they broke through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like, okay, can you? This still your man's after this scene? This still your man's?
It's insane. Shonen Jump looked at them and was like, yeah, publish it. Yeah, let's go.
Because one of the most epic fights in the manga is between what's his name, Crollo, and Hisoka.
Yeah,
they fight in the manga, and it's like insane. It's like the most insane fight if you can get through his really bad manga drawings.
Oh yeah. Oh well, he usually repatches it for the actual volumes. Yeah.
He would. It's been cancelled now. So
really?
Yeah. So it's not happening anymore. But
it came back. Didn't it?
He did
not because of the pedophile.
No, like just cancelled as in the series.
Unfortunately, that doesn't get you cancelled in Japan.
You gotta finish it, dude. I'm a completionist.
His drawings are like so bad.
It's because he had a serious
he had a really bad back pain. But it's like at that point you're like, just wait. Just hold up.
Why don't they you can't have someone else try to recreate it? Don't mangakas also have apprentices and
they
shit?
Do.
They do. They
but Togashi is known as a super perfectionist. I think during Yu Yu Hakusho, he didn't have a single assistant. He drew all of that himself.
Wow.
But
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Mangakas are overworked to death.
Oh yeah.
And, he's been going through some bad health, and that's been pretty well known. So I mean, it's not surprising.
On the guy. I'm just
yeah. I mean, we
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I think after what happened to Kentaro Miura, Berserk's author, I think every manga is like, oh, this is a thing that can happen now.
Yeah.
Okay, I better look after myself.
Yeah.
And I think, luckily, after that, fans are a lot more understanding about.
I finally have an excuse to actually start Hunter x Hunter now that I know it's not coming back.
Yes, Joey, finally.
So finally, I can start reading it.
Yeah.
I feel like just some of the most iconic fights in anime are in Hunter x Hunter. There's just so many banger fights.
Netero versus Meruem. Oh, look at that. It's in the Chimera Ant arc.
Don't drag on too long.
Also political. You got healthcare.
wait. Okay, break that down for me.
The fucking what's the guy? It's so long since I watched it, but the main guy.
Oh yeah,
is not going the
Leorio.
With the glasses.
Fuck. Oh god, I'm forgetting his name.
Leorio.
Leorio.
Leorio, yeah.
Bro, why is he even involved? Why is he involved? Because he wants to fucking pay for healthcare. It's true. It's true.
I think it's an American take where you just see healthcare, you're like, that's about me.
No, I'm just saying, but that's literally why he wants to do it, because he needs to pay for healthcare. And then healthcare, another Oda reference, back to fucking the Snow Island, whichever. What was the name of that?
Yeah, Chopper.
Yeah.
Oh, Drum Island.
Yeah, Drum Island is literally about paywalling healthcare.
Oh it is. My God.
The guy goes and arrests every doctor and is like, I'm gonna control the healthcare now.
You may not like it, but this is what the US will be like in 2 years.
Bro, I'm not even kidding. How do you watch that and not realize that?
I guess I don't know.
You just thought oh, the doctors. They're
it ain't that deep, bro. Honestly, it ain't.
I felt like it wasn't that deep.
No,
it 100% is that deep.
No, it is not that deep.
I will ride, dude. I hope Oda watches your podcast, dude.
He does not.
Okay, it's kind of ridiculous that Hasan finds a way to make everything political. However, I will kind of agree with him on Drum Island. Like, kind of the whole point. Maybe it's not, I'm taking a stance and this is a message to blah, blah, blah. But, that is technically, it's a very political arc. And the power the government can control if they control healthcare. I mean, it's true. He's not fucking wrong.
Okay. The reason I don't think it's that deep is because most of the world don't really think about healthcare because it's not
inherently an American problem.
Yeah, it's
No,
not an issue. It's not a topic. We just accept it.
He recognizes it. He knows
He's sticking up for us.
He sees how bad it is. He's like, Drum Island's very similar to America.
Yeah, you got the magical witch at the top.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's so I don't even want
She's
to
just
know.
giving.
Bro. I kind of agree with Hasan on the last take, even if it's not older. Like, oh, I'm looking at the U.S. and this is a fucking message to the like whatever. Like, I'm taking inspiration from like the U.S. and blah blah blah. Like, it's probably not that. However, you know, healthcare's always been a very political thing, and I think you could look at something in the government and put an insane twist on it, or put it to an extreme and showcase that in an anime and manga, and it would work, and I think it'd be very entertaining. And I think that's what he did with Drum Island. Even if the healthcare is good in Japan, doesn't mean he can't look at healthcare and be like, well, this is something that can be like manipulated to control, right? And I think Drum Island, underrated arc. Luffy climbing that fucking straight up 5,000 meter thing with carrying 2 people, amazing. Chopper, so cute. I love him. The backstory,